This session, luckily now we have 10 minutes more than it's supposed to. We are starting the session early. We have 5 speakers. So we will use that additional time for question answers and discussions rather than increasing the time. So we have 5 speakers that are lined up for this one, and we will start with Professor Dr. Khadija.
Yes, unfortunately, Mr. Krishna, Dr. Krishna, Dr. Khadija have emergency matters cases, health case in the hospital. Unfortunately, she been mourning with us in the opening ceremony, and suddenly something has happened in their family, and she is in the hospital. And Mr. Adil, unfortunately, he have infected by some viruses, and he cannot talk. He have a videos because he is one of the heroes from the Kuwait, presenting or having many inventions in the engineering aspect. Then we can jumping to Alia. I think Alia or Dr. Hayat is with us. They will sharing their experiences and starting.
Yep. So Alia, if you're ready, you can actually start and start the presentation.
I think Alia is there. Alia is there.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I will.
You start, and you have a time to presenting your presentation. You can open the camera to see your.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day to you all, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all doing well. So today I will take you to an invention journey that was made in-house by Amr Al-Jabri and General Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs. So first of all, allow me please to introduce myself. My name is Alia Al-Blushi, technician and specializing in fostering a culture that is suspected for innovation, experienced with a research method and service scenarios. So now let's start with our first invention that made in-house by the government of General Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs. It's a security invention for document inspection. So this device can examine official documents such as passport, visa, and other official documents within audit offices at ports, border, and concerned authorities. What makes this invention special? It aids in deterring criminal development in foreign document which in turn contribute to achieve the vision of United Arab Emirates in terms of safety and security, and its strength, the economy and tourism in the line with UAE orientation and creativity and innovation. And as we see, this device has 2 patents from United Arab Emirates and United States. The invention we use the invention in ports and border, UAE mission aboard, visa offices such as Amr offices, General Department of Residency and Foreign Affairs in United Arab Emirates, United Arab Emirates Ministry and Police Command, document testing laboratory. And the vision of security invention had 3 steps. We already achieved the step 1 and the step 2. It was experience innovation at management level. The step 2 was using innovation in government and private sector. The step 3 was we reached to achieve it, transition from local level to regional and global. And this invention serves competitive indicators, which is 2021 plan of Dubai, strategic objective of authority, and UAE vision agenda of 2021, United Arab Emirates vision, and global competitiveness indicators. And the project result has fast service for the traveler, It's ensure the transfers and speed of document data to the authority. It has accurate data and reduce document screening time while the traveler is present. A futuristic platform headed by the United Arab Emirates, tourism development and automatic registration of the passenger database. And finally, the invention adds value. It's enhanced security and safety, a statistic of suspicious and forget passport on a daily basis from all United Arab Emirates border and residence management, identifying forget documents easily and a timely manner, raising the efficiency of the employees of the Federal Authority for Identity and Citizenship in detecting false passport. And finally, it reached a strategic goal to create an international system headed by United Arab Emirates. And also, I would like to share with you, the invention has it's helped us to achieve the first place in invention certain at Dubai Government Excellence Award in 2020-21. So now, thanks to hear me.
Thank you very much. You've actually managed to finish earlier than the time for you. Any questions to Alia, please? Can I ask you a question? How many people were involved in this innovation? How big was your team?
It's made by Amr Al-Jabri, employee of our department in innovation.
Okay.
This invention is by some employee working in the same organization, and he prepared to present this innovation. He registered this patent in USTO, and he received many appreciations about this invention. And he preferred to present it in these sessions with respect with others. I think now we will shifting to Dr. Hayat. Dr. Hayat, you can present her. She is also a leading inventors worldwide, is not only in Arab countries. She will present around 20 minutes. She have plenty of time, but she have little difficulty except the apology from Dr. Hayat. She will speak in French, but the presentation in English and the translation in Arabic will be on the channels, translation channels, if anybody want to listening for the presentation in Arabic. And if we want to read in English, you can read the slide with Dr. Hayat. Dr. Hayat, the floor is with you, except my apology, Krishna, to present her because she is a very, very leading women and inventor worldwide. Go ahead, Dr. Hayat. We are honoring to have you in this session.
Thank you, Dr. Hanedi. Bonjour tout le monde. Mesdames, Messieurs, permettez-moi tout d'abord d'adresser mes vifs remerciements au Dr. Hanedi Al-Ombarki et tous les membres de son équipe afin d'organiser cet important colloque international. Mesdames, Messieurs, c'est un grand honneur de présenter devant vous 3 inventions. La première invention qui a résolu le problème de l'acide phosphorique polyé, qui est la matière principale des engrais chimiques et qui représente une production de 90% à l'échelle mondiale, l'acide phosphorique de voie humide. La deuxième invention qui a résolu le problème de la forte utilisation des engrais chimiques et les pesticides dans l'agriculture et ses impacts sur le sol et la nutrition de l'être humain. La troisième invention qui a résolu le problème du phosphogypse et ses impacts environnementaux. L'acide phosphorique est obtenu selon 2 voies. La première voie, c'est la voie thermique. Cette voie et qui représente juste une production qui varie entre 5 et 10% à l'échelle mondiale, permet l'obtention d'un acide phosphorique pur, mais c'est une voie très coûteuse. Pour cela, la voie humide représente environ 90% la voie d'obtention de l'acide phosphorique. Mais malheureusement, cette voie donne un acide phosphorique très riche en impuretés de différents types. des impuretés minérales, des métaux lourds et des composés organiques. C'est la raison pour laquelle environ 95% de cet acide produit par cette voie est utilisé comme fertilisant ou pour la production des engrais chimiques. Comme le montre le tableau suivant, pratiquement l'acide phosphorique de la voie humide renferme ou il est constitué de tous les éléments du tableau périodique. Afin d'élargir sa gamme d'utilisation dans d'autres domaines, cet acide pollué, il existe plusieurs méthodes de purification, telles que l'extraction liquide-liquide, la flottation ionique, l'absorption sur charbon actif, mais ces procédés sont très coûteux et compliqués. Pour cela, la question qui se pose, peut-on élaborer d'autres méthodes plus efficaces et plus économiques pour la purification de l'acide phosphorique? La réponse est oui, par la découverte d'une terre siliceuse appelée chert et sa valorisation. C'est une terre qui se trouve entre les couches phosphatées et qui est très abondante et qui est considérée comme un déchet lors de l'extraction du phosphate. Lors de ma visite au gisement de phosphate au sud tunisien, Gafsa, en tant que chimiste, j'ai été attirée par une couleur de saleté contenant des grains brillants. Présents sous forme de très grosses tasses à côté du phosphate extrait, j'ai appris que c'est une sorte de déchets et qui sont jetés lorsque le phosphate est extrait. J'ai décidé de prendre un échantillon de cette saleté et de faire l'analyse. J'ai la surprise que cette saleté contenait 80% de la silice active. Et dans cette période, les industries phosphatées importent des milliers de tonnes de la silice active pure avec la devise. J'ai décidé de faire des manipulations à l'échelle laboratoire en variant la quantité de cette terre siliceuse et les mêmes manipulations avec la silice active importée. Le résultat est très surprenant. L'utilisation de cette terre siliceuse qui est rejetée et considérée comme un déchet sont beaucoup mieux qu'avec la silice active pure importée pour la défluoration de l'acide phosphorique et l'augmentation de sa production. Puis j'ai passé à des essais à l'échelle semi-industrielle, puis un essai industriel. Nous avons obtenu des résultats beaucoup mieux qu'avec le produit importé. Pour cela, nous avons substitué la silice active pure par cette terre siliceuse qui nous a permis 3 types de gains. Un gain économique qui se traduit par une production avec un plus de 30 600 tonnes d'acide phosphorique et 25 millions de dinars par mois. Un gain social des dizaines de chômeurs créent leur projet en exploitant cette terre siliceuse short et le vendre sous forme des sacs en poudre à l'industrie phosphatée, et un gain environnemental qui correspond à la valorisation des millions de tonnes de déchets. La deuxième invention, c'est la production d'un engrais bio complet en valorisant les déchets. L'application intensive de tels fertilisants, surtout partout dans le monde, tient surtout compte de leur efficacité à libérer rapidement les éléments fertilisants et à augmenter les récoltes à court terme. En effet, l'utilisation des engrais chimiques a permis d'augmenter de manière très importante la productivité agricole et les rendements. Toutefois, le contre-coup de cette action immédiate est la contamination possible et les dangers sur la santé et l'environnement, en étant responsable d'une forte contamination des nappes phréatiques par infiltration, une régression et une dégradation du sol qui perd 2% en moyenne annuellement sa fertilité. Particulièrement les femmes rurales qui ont un rôle primordial à jouer dans le secteur agricole et qui ne sont pas conscientes du danger de ces produits qui entraînent plusieurs maladies telles que l'empoisonnement, maladies de poids et des allergies, maladies de peau, même le cancer. L'axe principal de cette invention est de permettre la mise en œuvre d'un nouveau produit bio qui permet d'une part l'établissement de sols fertiles et durables et d'autre part une production végétale biologique. En retournant au sol, l'engrais bio complet riche en éléments nutritifs, en énergie, en oligo-éléments subit une biotransformation. Il peut renouveler, réhabiliter et reconstruire les sols dégradés, puisque dans ce produit, on trouve tous les mécanismes potentiels pertinents au rétablissement de la fertilité du sol. Ces engrais bio sont constitués de deux parties, les déchets végétaux et les déchets animaux. Et ils sont riches en éléments nutritifs, en énergie et en oligo-éléments. Tous ces éléments jouent un rôle très précieux dans la formation et le maintien d'un sol fertile et l'obtention d'une production biologique. Nous avons appliqué cet engrais bio complet dans un champ de tomates, comme le montre le vidéo suivant qui correspond à un reportage réalisé par la chaîne de télévision Euronews. Et aussi, comme le montrent les photos suivantes du champ de tomates. En conclusion, cette invention nous a permis 3 types de gains qui dépassent 100 millions de dinars par an, un gain de santé, production des légumes et fruits bio, en plus la protection des travailleurs et un gain environnemental, renforcement du sol et la restauration de sa fertilité. La 3e invention concerne la valorisation du phosphogypse. Malheureusement, pour produire une tonne d'acide phosphorique, on produit en même temps 5,4 tonnes de phosphogypse, qui correspond à une production annuelle estimée à 200 millions de tonnes à l'échelle mondiale. La production que se pose donc, où peut-on stocker toute cette quantité? Prenons l'exemple de la Tunisie. Notons bien que la situation se ressemble à la plupart des pays producteurs de l'industrie phosphatique. Par exemple, dans la région de Gebs sud-tunisien, presque 29 000 tonnes de phosphogypse par jour de plus que 30 ans est jetée directement dans la mer. Quelles sont les conséquences de cette façon de rejet ou de stockage? Malheureusement, des lixiviaires acides, une catastrophe environnementale avec une forte pollution marine, comme le montrent les photos suivantes. En plus, certaines maladies et anomalies causées par cette pollution, telles que les malformations chez surtout les nouveau-nés et aussi le cancer des poumons et d'autres maladies. Devant tous ces dangers, il faut trouver une solution pour minimiser au moins cette catastrophe environnementale surtout. Vous voyez, selon ce tableau qui représente une composition chimique du phosphogypse qui est produit selon une voie humide, ce déchet est composé essentiellement du gypse qui est presque 75%. Pour cela, la possibilité de valoriser ce déchet est forte et logique, surtout dans les matériaux de construction, l'industrie du gypse. Alhamdulillah, nous avons arrivé à trouver une combinaison adéquate entre ce déchet et les déchets de palme qui nous a permis de réaliser le projet MEMA, Maison écologique modulaire autonome. Cette invention qui correspond à la valorisation du phosphogypse a permis maintenant de lui classer, après avoir été classé comme déchet dangereux, elle est devenue une sorte de déchet non dangereux et valorisable dans plusieurs domaines tels que l'agriculture et les matériaux de construction. Merci pour votre attention.
Thank you very much, Hayat. Are there questions? Can you take some questions? I have a question for you. There's homes, are these now regularly done?
Possible in French.
Are these so has this commercially been successful, building homes with phosphogypsum? There's a question from Dr. Samira as well.
Yeah,
ahead,
thank you
please.
very much for your presentation, Dr. Hyatt, and I'm very pleased with the actions that you are taking. But I would like to know if there are any regulation regarding environmental impact assessment of the industry to make sure of the environmental effects of any products. Thank you.
Dr. Hanedi, if possible, we are translation in French or Arabic, if possible.
I mean, are there regulations regarding environmental impact assessment before producing any products to make sure it will not have any negative impact on the environment or the society?
السلام عليكم دكتورة. الدكتورة بتسأل حضرتك بتقول لك هل في أي دراسات أو أي شيء اتعمل عشان التأثيرات الضارة للمواد اللي حضرتك ذكرتيها في الاختراعات بتاعتك؟ في أي سايد افكتس، في أي مضار أو أي شيء؟
بخصوص أي اختراع منهم، لأنه ممكن هي ربما هي والدكتور أيضا كريشنان نجانتن يتكلمون حول مادة الفوسفوجيبس.
Dr. Samira, are you asking about the phosphogyps one or which one exactly? Can you just be more precise, please?
Dr. Samira, the question is, she wants to know if there is a specific product about which you are asking this question. Can we be specific with phosphogypsum, please?
الفوسفوجيبسيم يا دكتورة، لو ممكن حضرتك توضح أكثر.
أتكلم بالعربي أو فرنسي؟
Any. I can translate from Arabic to English. Okay.
Okay. احنا نعرف انه على مستوى الانتاج الحامض الفسفوري اللي هو الماده الاساسيه لصناعه الاسمده الكيميائيه، لانتاج طن حامض فسفوري في نفس الوقت ننتج 5.4 طن من الفوسفوجيبس، وتقريبا انتاج يقدر على المستوى العالمي ب 200 مليون طن من الفوسفوجيبس. هذا الفوسفوجيبس بحكم جاي من الفوسفات، لانه هو لما ناخذ الفوسفات لاتاك افيك الحامض السلفيري او لاسيد سلفوريك يعطينا الحامض الفوسفوري اللي هو لاسيد فوسفوريك ويعطينا الفوسفوجيبس. للاسف الفوسفوجيبس يحتوي تقريبا على عدد كبير جدا من الشوائب، ولكن نسبه 75% تقريبا جبس، ولكن لم يتم تثمينه تقريبا بحكم الكميات كبيره جدا من انتاج هذا النوع من الفضلات. غالبيه الدول التي تنتج الصناعه الفوسفاتيه يتم رميه سواء في البحر او ردمه تحت الارض، يعني طرق اللي هي مضره جدا بالبيئه. بالرغم من انه الفوسفوجيبس اضافه انه يتكون من 75% من جيبس اللي نجموا نستعملوه في مواد البناء خاصه، ولكن ايضا يحتوي نسبه من البيدوسان، يعني يحتوي نسبه من الفوسفات اللي نجموا نستعملوه في الفلاحه. احنا التجربه اللي قمنا بها حكم الكميه كبيره جدا، يعني استعملنا جزء من الفوسفوجيبس في قطاع الفلاحه اللي هو مباشره بعد كل موسم فلاحي يتم حرث الارض، يتم يعني في كسمات رمي هذا الفوسفوجيبس في الارض ويتم حرثه لأنه فيه فائدة، لأنه فيه نسبة معينة من الفوسفات، ولكن النسبة الأكبر استعملناها في لصناعة لماتريو دو كونستركسيون للبناء. واحنا عندنا في تونس شبه هي جزيرة قرقنة، وكنا خلينا نعملوا التجربة، وهو مشروع يعني في الحقيقة يعني مشروع ضخم ودخلت فيه حتى برشا شركات، ولكن الفكرة كانت من عندي أنا في الأصل. وقدرنا أنه الفوسفوجيبس لما يتم خلطه بالفضلات النخيل يعطينا دي ماتريو دو كونستركسيون يعني قوية، واللي تنجم تكون يعني باز نتاع بناءات. وبالطريقة هذيك قدرنا نعملوا المشروع ما يسمى بمشروع ميما. أتمنى أني أجبت على السؤال. لا أعرف.
اللي هم عايزين يسألوا عليه بالضبط، أنا أترجم كله، بس هل ليه أي آثار بيئية؟
طبعا هو لا بعد تثمينه ما عنده آثار بيئية، ولكن قبل تثمينه هو بحكم يحتوي، لأنه للأسف في كل البلدان على غرار تونس يتم رميه في البحر. يعني تصور أنت في البحر يوميا يتم رمي آلاف عشرات الآلاف من أطلان فوسفوجيبس في البحر. فوقع نوع من التصحر البحري وقتل الثروة البحرية وانقراض عدد كبير جدا من أنواع الأسماك، وسبب كوارث بيئية كبيرة جدا. وهذيك علاش احنا لتفادي ذلك قلنا بحكم هذا التركيبة الكيميائية لهذا النوع من الفضلات يمكن تثمينه، وقدرنا فعلا أنه ننجح في تثمين هذه المادة. ومع العلم أنه كان مصنف نوع من الفضلات الخطرة. الآن أصبح بعد ما نجحت العديد من التجارب في تثمينه أصبح يعني يعتبر نوع من الفضلات العادية بحكم وصلنا أنه نجم نثمنوه.
What Dr. Hayat said, like this is one of the waste materials that produced from the industry, and it used to create huge environmental problems when they dump it on the sea or dump it on the ground. And what they did, they just right now they transform it to be used as fertilizers when it comes to agriculture, and using it, the phosphogypsum, to be one of the construction material, either as it is or when they mix it with some of the palm trees waste as well. So they use it as construction material. And according to her, she said like no any environmental concern right now, either to use it as a fertilizer or to use it as construction materials.
Thank you very much for the translation, and thanks for the response. Now we go to the next speaker. Can I invite Muhammad Abdul Salam to present his presentation, please?
Thank you so much. My pleasure. I hope my presentation is on the screen. Think so.
Yes, we have it on the screen.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Excellencies, colleagues, and my students and everyone there. It's a great opportunity to be with the giants that we usually used to say. My presentation today, the title is a little bit weird. It's from abracadabra to eureka. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Abdul Salam. I used to call myself like man of the world because like I highly educated in Egypt. I got PhD from in Shams University in Egypt, and after that I immigrated to Canada, where I live there right now. I got another PhD in nanomaterials, physical chemistry, and then I joined the King Abdulaziz University. King Abdulaziz University is one of the leading universities worldwide, and it helped us a lot because like whatever we dream about, they try to make it true for us. For that reason, like we have a lot of accomplishment regarding my research work. Abracadabra is one of the things that the people used to say. It means like I will create when I speak. If you would like to change dust to gold, you just say abracadabra. If you would like to cure a person, you say abracadabra. So abracadabra was used a lot during the ancient time. After that, we had what we call it Eureka. Eureka, everybody knew about what happened with Archimedes, okay, when he jumped out of the bathtub and they said Eureka, and he ran naked on the streets of Athens because he realized one of the important thing. It's make a milestone. He's thinking that when he jumped inside the bathtub, the volume of the water came out exactly the volume of his body, and by measuring the weight of his body and the volume, he can determine the density of himself. And that's what happened exactly when the king at that time had a problem with his golden crown. So Eureka, he changed the abracadabra to thinking. It's scientific thinking. That's all what we need. And scientific thinking, since that time, we call it like evolution of science. The people start to think about everything around them rather than think it's something like witchcraft or anything else. So we change the world from abracadabra to be Eureka. The time passed and we have a lot of invention based on the Eureka. One of them, like we knew Isaac Newton, when he think about the apple, why the apple didn't fly up on the sky, or doesn't go right or go left, it just went down because of the gravity. And at that time, Isaac Newton he thought in a Eureka way. He think and he created all the gravitational laws that till now we still using them. Another example for the Eureka is James Watt. When James Watt saw the kettle, the lid of the kettle is moving up while his mother boiling the water, he starts to think this is mighty change in the water. When we change the water molecule or the 1 mole of water from liquid phase, which is 18 mil, to the gas phase, its volume increased more than 1,500 times. And that he used that one to build the steam engine changed and create the industrial revolution worldwide, not just in England, worldwide. So those people, and a lot many like them, they start to think in a Eureka way, not abracadabra. This is not ghost, this is not genie, we have to think this way. And it comes after that a lot of inventions that came by mistake, but the people think about it. One of them is the potato chips. Okay, the penicillin, same way, like he discovered that the penicillin is killing the bacteria. And the microwave, it was also invention by mistake. Like the guy he invented, he have the microwave Megatron, he's working with it, and suddenly the chocolate in his pocket start to melt. So he knew there is an effect, heating effect due to the microwave. We have as well the Post-it note. The company, 3M company, asks the guy to make a very, very thick glue. At the same time, he made a glue that is easily, you can take it out and you post it at the same time. We have cornflakes, same way. We have the non-stick pan, the Teflon. The guy was trying to make, to replace the tetrafluorocarbon that is very bad for the environment with another gas. He ended up with a liquidy lubricant that we use it now for the cookware. Okay, same with the matchsticks, same with the safety glasses, same with the X-ray, same with the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was a great invention at the time. Okay, same with the Viagra, same with the Slinky, the inkjet printers. So what I'm trying to say, the world moved from the abracadabra to the Eureka, where we have the scientific thinking. Now I will talk about my story with the invention. Like with the help of my colleagues, with my students, we patent for important, for us at least, inventions. They are patent with the US Patent Office. One of them was the beginnings, magnetic carbon nanotubes, because I did my PhD with the carbon nanotubes That was 2006. And the first thing my supervisor at that time in Canada told me, can we change the carbon nanotubes to be magnetic? I thought a lot about it. And when I came here to King Abdulaziz University, one of my friends, he used to work with the ferrite. Ferrite is magnetic material. So I told him, okay, let's mix my carbon nanotubes with your ferrite. And it was an amazing moment for me. I will share it with you now because I documented at that time. I hope it will work. I don't know. 1 second. Is the YouTube is on? Like everyone can see the YouTube, or should I?
No, we can't see the YouTube.
Okay, I will. Is the YouTube is okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see.
So that was 2010. What I did, I just the carbon nanotubes in the water after I mix it with the magnetite, and I shake it so everything is black, and I put a regular magnet. And I said, wow, it can attract all the carbon nanotubes out of the solution like that. And I repeat it again. So it ended up with a clear solution. And that's exactly what we were looking for, to have a clear solution. Why we need that? Because like carbon nanotubes, we usually use it for environmental remediation of polluted. The screen is okay now, like this is a PowerPoint, right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much. So when we use the carbon nanotubes for the treatment of the water, one of the things that we would like to do is to filter or make separation of the solid materials from the liquid. And we figure out we can change the carbon nanotube to be magnetic like that. So once we throw it on the polluted water, we can attract it back with a magnet. And we file it as one of the US patent at that time. Another one we did is the manganese oxide nanocorals. It happened again by mistake. We made just one mistake during the preparation of one of the materials, and we ended up, when I check under the microscope, it's like a coral. It's like this sea coral, and it is nano size. So we start to use it for environmental remediation and energy application as well. Okay. The third one, we prepared a mix of different compounds that have different properties. We combine the silver nanoparticles, which have a well-known antibacterial and disinfection effect, with the carbon nanotubes and one of the polymers, just to make it as a paste, as a polymer, as a plastic, which is a polypyrrole. We mix them together, and we ended up with one of the good patents that we can use this plastic for disinfection of water. The fourth one is we have a photoactive material. It's photocatalyst, we call it this way. We can use it for the oxidation of cyclohexane and change it to what we call it ketone alcohol oil. Ketone alcohol oil, it's very important for a lot of petrochemicals industries. And when we use the nanomaterials and under the photo light irradiation, we can change cyclohexane in very, very simple way okay, to ketone alcohol oil, or what we call it Ka oil, and this is one of the invention. We have another two. We done with the experimental work, and we are filing them right now. One of them, because like Saudi Arabia and most of the Gulf countries, they depend a lot on the desalination plants. And when they use the desalination plant, what usually happens, the brine which is rejected after the desalination process, it have a high concentration of heavy metals and salinity as well. So what we usually do, they dump it on the water, the seawater, after that, and have a lot of environmental impact. So what we did, we created a material to make the purification, make the remediation of the heavy metal pollution and salinity from the desalination plant brine discharge. If you look to the column here, the first one is the before treatment, and the orange one is after the treatment. And after the treatment, even the concentration of the heavy metals that we studied at that time is less than the control, which is regular seawater or normal seawater. So we removed the heavy metals from the discharge before we discharge it to the sea. Even the salinity itself, the salinity was very high before the treatment, and after the treatment, it's way less compared with the salinity of the seawater. So this is one of the things we are doing right now. It's under filing, almost done with that. We have another one. We created what we call it like pillared illarite nanoclay. It's a kind of clay that we use it for environmental remediation to remove the heavy metals from the water as well. And this is the shape. So we can use it for the treatment. It's very high for the treatment of different environmental samples, starting from the Red Sea water samples, or desalination water, or even well water. Okay, and at the end, I would like to thank all of you for listening to me, and special thanks to Dr. Hanadi Al-Mubaraki for inviting me, giving me the chance to be among the giants within this conference. And at the end, I would like to thank all my students, my collaborators, and my colleagues in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, in Spain, Italy, India, Turkey, Canada, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, and always we are looking for collaborators. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very interesting, three very interesting presenters, and a lot to learn from them. I took away three very important takeaways from the three presenters. My first takeaway was that all of them were driven by either of two principles. We call them pull innovation and push innovation. In the pull innovation, there is a requirement, and that forces you to actually innovate. And that can be seen in the work of all the three of them. In the push innovation, you develop technologies and then start figuring out where can I use them. You could also see some examples of the push type of innovation. That was my first observation. The second important observation that I had was that there has been a lot of focus on sustainability and environment. In the work of both Dr. Muhammad Abdul Salam and Dr. Hayat, both of them were very focused on sustainability. They tried and used innovation for sustainability. And that is a second one, and I believe that that is something that is going to be an important one going forward. Our environmental sustainable solutions that are required for this world can only come out of innovation. And the third very important one, and that's something that Professor Muhammad Abdul Salam spoke about at the start of it, is going from abracadabra to Eureka. And this is a very important one, and I'm going to ask him a few more questions on this one. And that tells us that innovation is not something that is accidental. It actually comes out from application of thought. You know, the difference between creativity and innovation is that even in innovation, there could be sudden sparks of, sparks which tell us what to do. However, it is still dependent on the fact that you have to apply knowledge.
Yeah,
you need knowledge. You need to apply knowledge to some event and recognize that this can be applied somewhere else. So Dr. Abdul Salam, can we talk about that? How do you actually cultivate that?
Yeah, the point is like, if you don't have a backbone, you will be like a jellyfish, no shape. So the knowledge is about the backbone for all of us that create, like, because as we said, like Isaac Newton, long time, millions of years, a lot of apples fall from the apple trees, but he's only one. He thought about it this way, and a lot of like that. So what makes Isaac Newton different is the knowledge. At the same time, it is the right time and right place. Moreover, is the motivation. Do we need that? So, like, I'm not talking about myself, but one of the greatest challenges that we have worldwide, for that reason, like most of my research work focus on sustainability of the environment and the energy, because really, like, I'm optimistic person, but the world is going for a crisis, really. So we have a community of scientists. This is a scientist, it's not a job, it's a mission, and it's a very hard mission, because you think a lot about not just what's around you, but globally you have to think, and you have to think more forward, like what will happen after 5 years, what will happen after 10 years. We think not just for ourselves.
Yeah,
we care for the humanity, and all the people thought about it. They thought the same way. What we are doing, we are shaping the future. We are reading the future, and we try to solve the problem before it happens. You know what I mean? So it's a responsibility. It's a huge responsibility to be a scientist. For that reason, we change it from the abracadabra to the eureka, scientific way of thinking. Yes.
And the other important one, and that's something that nobody realizes, is a number of experiments as scientists that we do. It is not a result of just one experiment, right? We are not going to get it successful with just one experiment. We are going to do a lot of experiments. We are going to develop theories about why this will succeed, what sort of things we have hypotheses about what we want to do. And we develop experiments that are aligned with those hypotheses to test out that hypothesis, isn't it? So I think a lot of times people forget the sort of hypothesis development and the test and the experiments that we do, isn't it? So can you talk about the importance of doing these very large number of experiments and learning from them and building it up?
Thank you for the question, because we have two ways here of thinking. One of them, like, you have the knowledge, you knew what you are doing, and you hypothesized something. You have a hypothesis in your mind about certain thing you would like to do. So what you do, you will test your hypothesis, right? So you are oriented in this way. The other one, which happened many times with me and many other people, something happened by mistake. By mistake, it takes much more thinking about it, exactly to explain, because if you have a hypothesis about something, you are in the right way. This is a scientific way. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, you have a flow chart to follow what you have. Is it working or not? So it changes here and there. But when something happened, like what happened exactly with me was a mistake, it's an amazing thing, because you would like to know, wow, what is that? Exactly. So it happened many times this way, and we ended up in very good product, either research-wise or a product-wise when it came to the invention. So I agree with you. Hypothesis is very important. It's more logic, but much easier, really, because you knew what you are doing, really.
Yeah, but it is also very important to learn from both success and failures. In this case, you're learning from failures.
We learn
you're examining why it failed, and then you're discovering new knowledge, saying that, oh, by the way, the glue is not good enough, but that glue can be used to create the post-it pads.
Exactly.
That's also a learning process. So experiment and learning. That's very, very key. And the more number of experiments that you can do, the faster that you can do, the more learning that you can have.
Exactly. We learn more from our failures because, like when it came to science, academic science, we like positive or negative results are very good. We learn more from the negative results because you would like to correct, you would like to go for a certain path. So we learn a lot from our failures. And at the end, as I said, and explained, like we ended up with a good thing. Everyone love it. Everyone use it,
That's true. It also brings me to the other point is that, and that's a very important lesson for innovators, is that it takes 20% of time to come up with 80% of the solution. The balance 80% of the time goes to perfecting the last 20%. So it's very important for innovators to realize that the more that faster that you experiment and then you try to do that, you can get better results, rather than trying to get everything perfect, because the last 20% will take away a huge amount of your time.
True. Absolutely true. Yeah.
And so that's another very important learning for innovators from experimentation, that what we can learn from experiments is one of that. I'll come to the last point that I wanted to make, and that's again a very, very useful thing that I've learned from my work in product development. I used to be a product developer, and I still work with one of the top mechanical engineers in Denmark. One of the things that we've realized is that rather than having 10 people work on 10 different things, it's much better to have 10 people work on one thing, do it fast, and move on to the next. Because more people, you bring in more thought, and you can actually have much better learning. I would like your thoughts on that. How have we looked at that?
Yeah, one of the great things like we learn is the team working. Team working create a lot of thinking, because usually like I will talk about myself. Like when we have like a team working, everyone have his own thought, his own idea. So creativity came at that time. And one of the things that like maybe few of my students are listening to me right now, like we're not working for NASA. Like, don't worry, think, fly with your idea. It will fly by its own. This is very important. Don't be shy, because like when you have an idea in your mind, it will work. At least we will rectify it. We'll change it together. We'll fly it together. Team working is very important. Sharing ideas, sharing experience, especially with the young developers, and at the same time, when you go home and you think about it, we think for the team. Yeah, you don't think for yourself. As I said earlier, we do our work not for ourselves, for humanity. It's teamwork, really. It's very important. So team working is one of the great things, because at the end we solve the puzzle. Like each one have his own shape, his own color, his own methodology. Especially, I will talk about my experience when in Canada, because Canada is well known like multicultural. Like we have everyone there working at the same place, everyone with his own culture, with his own scientific school of thinking. When you do integration, this is an important thing. Tolerance and integration. You are at the top of everyone for the benefits of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so we will sign off with that and hand over to Dr. Hanadi with a few minutes to spare. Thanks, Dr. Hanadi, for the opportunity. We all appreciate the enormous amount of work that goes into organizing such a conference, getting people from across the world to participate and talk to you. It's a privilege to be part of this this conference for the third year, and I hope that we will all get back next year as well to talk about our new experiences from innovation. And thanks for all the panelists who spoke here, Dr. Abdul Salam, Hayat, and before that we had I think difficulty with Alia. All three of you, thank you very much for the
Dr.
time.
Dr. Hayat Omari.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Hanadi.
Thank you, Krishna, for great chairing the sessions, and thank you for the speakers who are presenting their journey. And we need the others is learn from you to let all the people be inventors in the nearest future.